Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and you already know I was gonna have to talk about this. The Creature Commandos animated series came out. I mean, not came out, but the trailer for it came out, and you already know how I feel about this shit. Oh Lord, my bad, y'all. I done set up here and done had my darn radio on. I'm so sorry. Yeah. All right. Great. All right. Okay. The Creature Commando trailer came out, and you already know how I feel about it. I already said it was stupid, and it's coming from just storytelling wise, fan wise, and comic book reader wise. When you're doing a cinematic universe, especially DC, like, let's look at the MCU. Let's look at the MCU. Did the MCU start off with miscellaneous characters? And Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and Thor are not miscellaneous characters. You get what I'm saying? Holy crap, look at that big ass car crash. Like, oh my Lord. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyway, I'm so sorry. I got distracted. You guys know how it is. Lord have mercy, that 3-car pile up, the bus and them 2 cars. Ooh. Okay, anyway. Thank goodness I don't have to go that way. So, whatever. So the MCU, when they started off with characters that could actually be viable. Let's even look at the CW, even though the CW did that later on, is what the DCU is making a mistake now. You don't start a universe off with bullshit like this. And I know some people are going to be like, "Oh, you don't know, you got to give it a chance." No. When the DC universe started, it started off with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, right? So why the first thing that's coming out, Creature Commandos, Peacemaker season 2? You get what I'm saying? And even then, there is no Batman and no Wonder Woman stuff. If anything should be, out right now, it should be a Superman thing, Batman, and Wonder Woman as an introduction to your DC universe, your new rebooted universe, where you're picking and choosing shit from the DCEU to the point where you shouldn't even have fucking rebooted the universe. It's the same shit with the New 52. Nobody asked y'all to reboot the universe. And then you're letting James Gunn do these little side projects, but you wouldn't even let Snyder just do the fucking shit that his ass had planned. He literally planned it to do Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, do movies with those characters, do Justice League movies, and then do the Dark Side War and miscellaneous heroes that are still, like, we're getting Creature Commandos before a Wonder Woman, the animated series. This shit don't make sense. And once again, here's the Reverell dick farts and shit jokes. Who the fuck asked for this shit? Is that, and then everybody who keep trying to tell me the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker was good. Okay, okay. So do you like it because you like the characters, or did you like it because of the fucking dick jokes? Because a lot of you guys, when I talked about the characters, y'all was like, "Oh, it doesn't matter, it's a different universe." Okay, if it's a different universe, why couldn't you keep that same shit for when the damn universe, when the DCEU first started, where Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman were not the same Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman from the DCAU, or Christopher Reeve's one, or Tim Burton's one, or Linda Carter Wonder Woman? Because y'all love bringing that shit up. Y'all love bringing up, oh, Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot's Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman weren't the traditional Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman that we wanted. Okay, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk, and Thor wasn't the damn traditional characters neither that we got, because they started changing after their first movies. And y'all didn't say nothing. So if you really want to damn talk, the Guardians of the Galaxy was completely changed the fuck around. And need to say about the whole race swap characters that the MCU was doing, excluding the Nick Fury shit, because again, a lot of people always be like, well, you didn't say anything about the Nick Fury thing. The reason why I didn't say anything about the Nick Fury thing, because if you guys did a case study, you will know that the reason why Marvel had to do it is to not get sued by Samuel L. Jackson, because those dummies decided to do the Ultimate Universe and base Nick Fury off of Samuel L. Jackson without his permission. Newsflash, when you do a comic book and you use a real person, if you don't get their permission, they can sue you. So yeah, Marvel, that's the reason why they had to use that. I'm just being honest. If you really want to damn ask question, I mean, hell, we got a Suicide Squad Izuka show that's god awful, trash. It's trash because it doesn't make sense. You have magical characters. You have magical characters in your universe, and instead of, I don't know, using those magical characters who will actually make sense for a magical Izuka show, you said the Suicide Squad. Hell, I would have been great if you had just gave me, if you had just did a show about Amethyst Izuka. And if any of you guys don't know Princess Amethyst, then it's okay. She's a miscellaneous DC character, but basically she's like the DC version of She-Ra. You know what I'm saying? And Steven Universe. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's basically that. She is a human. Well, no, is she? Okay, I might get my origins mixed up. Y'all know I read a lot of comic books and I try to keep up with the Encyclopedia of Marvel and DC as much as I can. Okay, so Amethyst was a girl born in another land, I believe, and her kingdom was in danger and her mother wanted to protect her, so she shipped her off to Earth to live with her father, because I think the queen was able to escape the people that was trying to take over the kingdom, and she kind of fell in love, had a baby, left the baby with the husband for the time being, and returned to her planet. You get what I mean? Return to a home dimension. And that world is full of like magical sorcery stuff. So if you really needed to do a show, an Izuka show, there you go. And if you needed magical characters, you had the Enchantress, you had John Constantine, you had Zatanna, you had that wizard boy that they that's like Harry Potter. You had characters from the Sandman universe if you needed to. And if you really needed a prominent DC character, Wonder Woman is definitely on that magic stuff. Raven from the Titan show. Like, if you could do a little bit miscellaneous character journeys, you know what I'm saying? But there's been plenty of comic books where certain characters team up that you would never think. You know what I'm saying? So if you really needed you need some characters, you had characters like that, and you could just do something like that. You know what I'm saying? But instead, we're looking at shit like this, and I understand there are gonna be some people who are gonna watch it, and I'm not saying that the shit's terrible, but what I'm saying is, realistically, you're telling me that Snyder's not allowed to do his vision, because a lot of people was like, oh, Snyder was just doing whatever he wanted to, and that's not how you do stuff. But then James Gunn doing whatever the fuck he want to, and yet that's okay. But Snyder, who was trying to set up Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman to be the heroes that they needed to be, but they needed to go through trial and error before they became the heroes that the world know them as, that was a problem. And when and because Warner Brothers wanted to catch up to the MCU, forced him to fast track some of his plans. Yes, he might have some ideas that probably weren't all that great, but let's be honest, compared to what we got after he left, I'd rather take whatever the fuck Snyder was given, because he treated the character seriously. I don't like this whole let's do joke characters a lot. Let's do miscellaneous characters, or you take a serious character and you make them the butt of fucking jokes. That's why I couldn't get behind Peacemaker, because Peacemaker is not that character. And now, all of a sudden, because he's entertaining to you guys, that's what y'all want to do. But as a fan who read the comic book, no. Because could you imagine taking Superman and making him the butt of the jokes? Y'all will get mad. Y'all already got mad at the adaptation. Some of y'all got mad at the adaptation that the DCEU did. So why is it okay for Peacemaker, people who actually know the character? You know, I'm not saying I'm the biggest fan of the character, but I've read the character, and I've seen him show up in a lot of books, you know, back in the 90s, and his personality is completely different. And then you're telling me like, oh, I have to accept it. It's the same thing as like, okay, you didn't let Snyder do anything, but then you let The Rock tell y'all what the fuck to do with the Shazam Black Adam franchise. What? No, you don't. You get what I'm saying? Now you're letting James Gunn do the same shit. Y'all letting these people tell y'all what the fuck to do, but then when a director who really is trying to do something, y'all say no, fuck that shit. And now we're getting shit like this. Rick Flag Sr. don't make sense. Rick Flag Sr. died with the original Suicide Squad. That's the whole point of Suicide Squad. That's the inspiration for Rick Flag Jr. Rick Flag Jr. is a major supporting character in the DC universe. When you do shit like this, you call him. This show doesn't take place in the past. I can see if it took place in the past, then sure, go for it. But since this show doesn't take place in the past and it takes place in the present, this shit don't make sense. But yeah, you idiot, that idiot James Gunn decided, hey, let's kill him off. Let's kill Rick Flag Jr. off, and let's bring in his father because I like the actor. Okay, and you couldn't find anything else for Max Griffo to do? Really? So you killed off his son to bring in the father. That don't make sense. What? It just don't make the sense God gave. Yet that means it's still supposed to be canon to the DCEU, but only certain things aren't canon to the DCEU. That doesn't make logical sense. It don't make logical sense. It's the same fucking failure as the New 52. The New 52 did that bullshit where they picked and choose what was canon to the DC universe to the point where people said, oh, fuck it. Like, Batman and Green Lantern went through all of their events from Infinite Crisis on Infinite Earth all the way up until the Flashpoint. All of their stories are canon. And their history's intact. But Superman, Wonder Woman got restarted. Batman done went through 5 sidekicks. Batgirl done went through her history. Now she got her legs back. But Cassandra Cain don't exist, so her adventures didn't happen. Stephanie Brown don't exist yet because her stories didn't happen. But Tim Drake stories still happen, minus the Stephanie Brown shit. What? Like, it don't make sense. It don't make sense. You get what I'm saying? Dick Grayson, he had all his journeys with everybody except for the Titans, because at the time the Titans didn't exist, but he also had relationships with Starfire, but the Titans never existed though. The Titans only existed now because Red Robin, Tim Drake, created them. What? Like, you see what I'm saying? You see how that shit don't make sense to an average goer? Because once again, I'm going to go back to a previous video that I did with the Batman stuff, because it's called the Epic Universe. Once again, a lot of people is assuming that Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck, and Gal Gadot are Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman still. They don't know that it's getting rebooted. Only people like me who keep up with this shit. The average person is still like, oh, okay, when are we going to get a Superman movie with Henry Cavill again? When is Ben Affleck's Batman going to come back? And even though Wonder Woman 2 was bad, when is Wonder Woman 3 coming? Like, these are questions. Oh, and then what happened? What about Justice League 2? These are questions that real people who don't spend time online or don't care about the geek culture are asking. And a lot of y'all are talking about, oh, Snyder stuff sucks, blah 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 blah. But if it sucks so bad, why are people like restore the Snyderverse? You get what I'm saying? Why is DC always trying to market the Snyder stuff? You get what I'm saying? Why is there re-releases of Snyder's movies if this shit sucked. You get what I'm saying? It don't make sense. It don't make the sense God gave. You don't keep doing the same. You don't keep telling me that his shit is terrible, and it failed when people are constantly buying the shit. I'm still in line for Henry Cavill Superman, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Gal Gadot's stuff because I'm trying to catch it when it's cheaper. Because their stuff right now, either it gets sold out really quickly or the few that they have left are up here. And I'm just like, I got money, but I'm not going into debt like that. So trying to tic-tac-toe on certain sites to try to get their stuff is ridiculous. Because DC, Warner Brothers and DC only want to use that shit just to bait us into being like, oh my God, he's coming back. But he don't. But then you allow James Gunn to do stuff when James failed. I don't get it. When a director succeeds, y'all restrict them the most. Y'all give them a lot of problem. You fuck up their movies. But then people who fail, you keep giving them money. I'm sorry. He had one successful thing. I mean, well, sort of two things. Because the Scooby-Doo movies, that's sort of successful. But the Guardians of the Galaxy. But think about it. At the time of the MCU, the MCU could have did a movie where shit was the main character and starring a pile of leaves, and bitches would have went to go see it and said it was the best thing ever, because that's how good Marvel was. That's how good Marvel was at the time. But y'all struggle to show up for Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Then you find out that the movie budget for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 ate up most of the costs. So the movie barely made money. That's a failure. That is a failure. The Suicide Squad, you doubled the budget, but it still failed at the box office and movie sales. It don't matter. The David Ayer Suicide Squad movie, the one that everybody else want to talk about, is trash. People are still buying it. They're buying the movie. They're buying the soundtrack. There are people still dressing up as those versions of the characters. They're not dressing up as the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn. It's rare. It is rare to see that. Some people are still dressing up as the Joker with the fucking tattoos. The ones that everybody was like, ugh. It might be ugh, but guess what? People are dressing up as it. The Suicide Squad Izuka show based it off of that. I'm just being honest. I'm being honest. And I'm not saying this shit just be saying it. I'm really kind of confused about how we are allowing the DC universe to turn into like this shit dick fart jokes with superheroes. And like, you literally have a movie called Superman and it's over bloated. How is that a Superman movie? How is that a Superman movie? If you called this movie Superman and you know what I'm saying? You could do something like that. But you didn't. You called the movie Superman. You know what I mean? How is a movie called Superman have so many characters? The Authorities, Creature Commandos, Rick Flag Sr., Supergirl's supposed to show up, Maxwell Lord. Like, all of these characters are showing up in the movie. It don't make the sense God gave. It really doesn't. I'm just saying. It really doesn't. It really doesn't make sense God gave. And yet you're telling me that I'm supposed to accept this stuff, but it shows how hypocritical everyone is who criticizes the DCEU. And then you're telling me, oh, be patient. But you guys weren't patient. You guys weren't patient. WB wasn't patient. DC wasn't patient with the DCEU. So what am I supposed to do? You had 10 years, and instead of doing what people asked for, instead of continuing to do Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman movies, instead of doing like a Trinity movie or another Justice League movie, y'all said, hey, let's do miscellaneous characters, movies, and projects. And then get mad that people didn't show up for those movies. but then you're gonna soft reboot the universe and pick and choose what is canon to that universe. That doesn't make sense. I'm already telling you it don't work, because the New 52 already showed you it doesn't work. You cannot soft reboot a universe and ask people to come back. It doesn't work. It really doesn't. But yeah, the Creature Commandos. I saw the trailer. The character designs look great. The animation, who knows? Because we don't know yet. I don't know. From what I'm seeing, it looks good, but the Tomorrowverse looked good too, and then they start laxing away, and so we'll see. But I really doubt it. I really doubt it. Am I going to watch it? No. What's the point of getting invested into this? Because think about it. If this doesn't work, is DC and Warner Brothers going to panic again and reboot? You know what I'm saying? And if they do continue, it will show the hypocrisy of it all. Because when you were successful, you panicked and decided not to continue. And when you're failing, you decide to double and triple down on it. Like Star Wars, like Star Trek, like Doctor Who. And that's what you're doing right now. You're doubling down on failure. Everybody who want to try to tell me, oh, Guardians of the Galaxy, that's nothing. Outside of Guardians of the Galaxy, what else successful projects have James Gunn did that's made the studio money? Because Guardians of the Galaxy 3 didn't. It lost the money, because you have to remember, when you double the movie cost, that money goes into the budget. So $859 million worldwide. Okay, great, cool. But the movie almost cost $500 million. And then they did go back for reshoots, and we don't know how much the reshoots were. You get what I'm saying? So that's not much of nothing. You don't make a movie just to barely bring home $200 million. You get what I'm saying? And I know how some people are going to be like, oh, Man of Steel, BVS, all that kind of stuff or whatever. Sure, if we want to go that kind of route, but at the same time, merchandise also plays an important part. And the merchandise for Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, Justice League were very high. The same thing for Suicide Squad. Say what you want, but I'm not seeing none of y'all buying Guardians of the Galaxy merchandise. It's sitting on shelves right now. But hey, that's neither here nor there. It is what it is. The Creature Commando trailer, did you see it? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.